What's the biggest promise your parents broke? When I was 8, my dad promised he'd never leave like my mom did. Then on my 16th birthday, he abandoned me at a gas station 300 miles from home. My childhood was defined by my mother's absence. She walked out when I was 4, leaving nothing but a hastily scribbled note and a void Dad tried desperately to fill. "It's just us now, kiddo," he'd say, ruffling my hair, "but I promise I'll never leave you like she did." For years, it was true. Dad became everything: coach, cook, homework helper, shoulder to cry on. He worked 2 jobs so I could play hockey, my one escape. He'd sit in the freezing rink at 5 a.m. practices, thermos in hand, giving me thumbs up whenever I looked his way. We weren't rich, but we were a team. Things changed when I turned 14. Dad met Vanessa at a work function. Suddenly, our apartment had scented candles and throw pillows. Dad started wearing cologne. Within 6 months, Vanessa moved in, bringing her 10-year-old son Tyler, who broke my things and complained when Dad came to my games. The argument started small: Dad missing my tournament for Tyler's science fair, Vanessa suggesting I was too old for Dad to tuck in at night. Then came bigger fights about money, about space, about attention. "You're being selfish," Dad whispered one night after I asked why we canceled our annual camping trip. "Vanessa and Tyler are family now too." For my 16th birthday, Dad promised a special trip. Just us, like old times. We'd drive to Lake Michigan, stay in the cabin we used to rent. "No Vanessa, no Tyler," he swore. Father-son time. I spent weeks looking forward to it, even as things at home grew more tense. The morning we left, Dad was quiet. 3 hours into our drive, he pulled into a gas station. "Get us some snacks," he said, handing me $20. I bounded inside, grabbing our usual road trip haul: Sour Patch Kids for me, beef jerky for him, Cokes for both. When I came out, the car was gone. I thought it was a joke at first. Dad sometimes hid around corners to scare me. I walked the entire gas station perimeter, checking behind the dumpsters, laughing nervously. Then I called his cell, straight to voicemail. I called again and again. The gas station attendant let me wait inside as hours passed. At sunset, my phone finally rang. It wasn't Dad, it was Vanessa. "Your father can't do this anymore," she said flatly. "We've decided it's best if you live with your Aunt Linda in Michigan. Your dad left your suitcase with the station manager. Your aunt will pick you up tomorrow morning." "Can I talk to Dad?" I asked, voice breaking. "He doesn't want to talk right now. This is difficult for everyone." I spent my 16th birthday night sleeping on a plastic chair in a gas station break room, 300 miles from the only home I knew, abandoned by the second parent who promised they'd never leave. Aunt Linda was kind but bewildered when she collected me the next day. Dad had called her just hours before, offering extra child support if she'd take me. She hadn't even known we were coming. For months, I called Dad daily. The calls went unanswered. On Christmas, he sent a card with $100 and a note: "Sorry things turned out this way. Vanessa's pregnant. We need to focus on the baby now." Last week, 3 years later, Dad called out of the blue. Tyler was causing trouble, and Vanessa had left. He was alone and ready to be a family again. He promised things would be different. I listened silently, then told him I had to go. My college roommates were waiting. We were heading to the hockey rink, where I now volunteer coaching kids from broken homes. "Those kids need someone who keeps their promises," I said before hanging up. "And now, so do I."